Get everyone, I'm Eshop Blaze, and welcome to episode number 61 of the Tri-Point podcast with Kinunners and myself. Yes.
16.
No. Not 16.
No.
I'm being really careful not to say welcome back to now, ever since you pointed it out like 4 episodes ago.
Now that you know, you know.
Oh,
you
gosh.
know now that you know.
Then I know. No.
It is
no.
the guilty crown moment. But the opposite.
No. Anyway, we have some things to talk about. You said you have nothing. Absolutely
Honestly,
nothing.
I have nil. I have seen nothing. Even in like the what's it called? Nintendo Today app. Nothing.
They showed the alternate version of the art for Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah, they did. I have it. I screenshotted it.
What? What do you mean? All you had to go do was take a picture of the special edition that we have.
I know, but it won't come out as clear a picture.
Why didn't you simply download it off Google?
Because
Which means you're gonna have an M rating in it the whole time.
no, it disappears.
Or was it?
Yeah, if you actually press on it, you go into it, it goes down. It just leaves the picture there.
Does it? Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Anyway, they have shown off the 3D view of the Nintendo Switch case and the all-in-one case.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't think it was that interesting.
You're correct. It's not. I thought I mention it though because it's absolutely hilarious. Why didn't they open the cases to let us see inside?
I don't know. They were like, look here, guys, this is this box.
And they have a big chat about the player LED on the controller.
It's a squircle. Yeah, that's all I do. I was like, that okay. I know how to see if I'm player 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
I thought it
you
was hilarious that they had to do that. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah,
Thanks,
no,
guys.
yeah, not much in Nintendo today or tomorrow or yesterday.
Well, yeah, on
Well,
last
this
week
time
maybe, I don't know.
Therefore, I'll go through some smaller mini news. Which one do I start with?
Baby news.
I'm trying to figure out which one to start with. Oh, Halo has an update coming or out. One of the two. Big update. You can
Is it
now.
the weapon
There's
one?
more weapons. You can see at the weapon bench one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yay.
Okay.
Took you long enough. Do you reckon this will be Infinite's last big update?
Probably.
Probably. Probably.
Probably. I don't know. I could see it getting more tiny ones, but like, it's infinite, you know.
Yeah. Infinite's done. It's.
Yeah, because there was a weapon that came out, or there's a new one coming out.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like half a gravity hammer.
It's so weird looking.
I don't understand why they can't bring back some old weapons first before going and making some strange mashups of weapons. Like, we're missing things. Like, where are they? And why is there only like 4 of the new 4 weapons can now be like 4 extra ones can be seen on the weapon bench? Why not all the weapons? Why can't we do everything? I don't understand. They keep showing off the needler as if it was the Reach, like with the Reach colors on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure. That's probably my least favorite of them, however, sure.
Called the Mutilator, the new weapon. I think.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Oh, it's a type of shotgun. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Except with a gravity hammer on the end of it.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Don't know. Very strange. Again, another UNSC weapon.
Is it supposed to be a UNC weapon? That is a banished weapon.
I think it is. Maybe? Is it? Might be a banished weapon. Looks very UNSC though.
From what I saw, it said it was a banished weapon, but
Yeah.
it might be a UNC.
Maybe it is. I don't know. It's simply
I have no idea.
it doesn't look like something that the Banished would create. Like,
I don't have definitive answer for that.
yeah. Anyway, the Half-Life 3 has been rumored.
Half-Life 3? Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
That's cool.
That's
Thanks,
neat.
guys.
That's grand.
That's great. Oh,
Have you finished Alex yet?
no, I have not.
Have you finished 1 or 2 yet?
No, I haven't even played those.
That's grand.
And maybe the
Oh
border
my
guns
gosh.
would be
I'm
back.
sort of like bouncing around here because these topics are all very like unrelated to each other.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Maybe the Void will be back?
So maybe the border guns will be back.
Oh, most likely. I mean,
You can't have Half-Life without border guns.
exactly. You can't have Half-Life without Gordon Freeman as well. Yeah, Alex barely has him at the very end. Anyway, what next? Let's talk about Microsoft though. Reportedly, they're working on
Always
3.
one.
Reportedly, I said reportedly. Reportedly, they're working on 3 new controllers.
Okay.
Very little interest from you.
It's just how Microsoft is at the moment. Like we said it in some of the previous episodes where it's just okay, Microsoft.
Oh gosh. And the big thing with Microsoft is Xbox prices are going up.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. The base Series X in Australia is going up from the 700 that I'm paying for it to 850.
Yeah.
The 2 terabyte version is going up to 1050, I think.
Okay.
Why?
I have no idea.
It's
'Cause
expensive,
the 2
and then all
terabyte
the
one was the
accessories
was the
are
one
as
we
well. The
talked
controllers
about.
are going up, and everything else, and
Yeah, the 2 terabyte one is the one we talked about previously, isn't it? Where we were like, why is it so expensive even just for 2 terabytes?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Everything's going up. The Series S is all going up as well, like to 540 or something like that. Like,
Oh my goodness. But why?
I don't know.
Is it really necessary?
No. No, it's not. Apparently, there's been other games. I don't know whether this is Xbox or PlayStation. However, there have been games being shown off at the price that Mario Kart World is now set as a precedent.
Oh. Why would that have said it?
Someone had to.
Yeah, but the one that everyone hates the price of?
Yeah. Because if someone else does it first, that means you won't get as much trouble when you do it.
True. I didn't think about that. You're right.
Therefore, yeah, it's going to be very expensive this next lot of years.
Oh boy.
I remember, like, the Series X is, what, 4 years old now?
Yeah.
I remember, like, when a console got into its 4th year, how it almost dropped its price by, like, half. Like,
Yeah.
not went up.
Now they're like, let's just make it even more expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Since when does technology go
Excuse me?
up in price as you go along this generation? Like,
Yeah.
like imagine
I
buying,
suppose
like, one of the new iPhones or something, and then, like, someone else goes to buy it, like, half a year later, right before the new one
Yeah.
goes out, and it goes up by, like, $300. Like,
Excuse me?
it's like, it's not worth it. I don't understand. Because PlayStation's prices went up as well at one point. We know everything about the Switch's
Okay.
stuff. Like, that's been a thing for a little bit now.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's a mess.
It is a
Something's
mess.
gonna crash. Something has to crash.
Something will crash somewhere, and I'm not sure who it will be. I'm not sure what it'll be, and I'm not sure when it will be. But there will be a break somewhere.
Exactly. Because we're now at the point where video games is literally priced out for people. Like,
Literally. And then the companies are gonna get upset. And then the people are upset. And everyone's upset.
yeah, everyone's simply upset. And the company's like, well, we can't lower the prices.
But you could.
Exactly. Well, the best thing... It's not as bad with other companies simply because they get more sales. The biggest problem I have with Nintendo is the lack of sales.
Yeah, and they still, even with the lack of sales, they're like, let me just bump up the price a little bit.
No, exactly.
No, stop that.
Like, Nintendo's biggest sales that they ever do is like a $5 difference or something. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Like, I can go... Exactly. I think right now, like, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which is like a $60 to $80-ish game here in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, I could walk into Big W right now and buy it for like $15 on special.
Yeah.
And like, Nintendo never does that with their games. They used to, back with Nintendo Selects on like the Wii and the Wii U. Sorry?
They did used to.
Yeah, they did used to. And now they're like, well, people keep buying our games regardless of the price.
No.
It's gonna crash at some point, guys. They'll hit a wall.
It just will. Like, you can't, yeah. You can't do it forever.
Eventually something's gonna have to change. Like, all this is doing right now is inviting companies to bring lower priced consoles into the market.
Exactly, and then people are going to buy those, and then it's going to be a whole situation that gets out of hand.
Exactly. Like, and the other thing is it's been helping with people buying, like, PCs and stuff. Like, a lot of people have been switching to PC because you hop on Steam.
What's the point?
There's a 95% chance that the game you want on Steam will be on sale next week. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Steam has that many sales.
Exactly.
Like...
It's true.
And I think they even have, I'm not 100% certain about this, however, I think they even have sales that go outside of the companies who make the games. Like, Steam themselves can decide whether to do a sale on the game.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Instead of like having to get permission from like Sony if they want to put like Final Fantasy VII down like $10 or something. Like,
yeah.
Because I think Steam will probably cut the costs and send the full price back to whoever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not as simple as this. However, like, yeah, they'll get more copies sold out of it. Like, I don't know. It's really showing setting a bad precedent for the console side of things.
It is. It's awful.
And it's not even in sense like the physical stuff. Like the physical stuff it's simply going down a drain. However, like even on the digital side of things, like the prices of things on the eShop and stuff like that is dreadful.
It's awful.
The one thing that Nintendo has over a lot of other companies is a lot of their IP are exclusive. Like,
yeah.
I could see this generation being a lot of people who own a PC and a Switch 2, and the only thing they ever buy on the Switch 2 is the exclusives, and that's it. Like,
yep.
Everything else they get on PC, because like, it's cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. Like, in the long run, if you were to think about it, while the Switch 2 is a lot cheaper than like the other handheld PC console-y things, like, if you were to think about it in the long run, you would get a lot more out of the handheld PC thing if you kept getting games cheaper and stuff like that. Like, there's places that give out games for free. Like,
yes, exactly.
And like, I know no one ever uses this. Amazon Prime games, you can get codes every month for like free games and stuff like that. Like,
everyone always forgets about Amazon Prime games.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, it's funny. It's a funny situation. I wasn't expecting to talk about that as long as I was. How about you?
Well, it's fine.
Other things. The Switch 1 will not work on the Switch 2 dock. It's been confirmed.
Okay, I thought that was a given, honestly.
I know. I think people were curious.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Nintendo sues Genki. Do you know who Genki are?
I've heard of them.
They were the ones who were they were probably the biggest ones who were bringing out a lot of the leak stuff. With the Switch 2. Like, they were at like conventions showing off their accessories for a console that hadn't even been announced yet.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And they've been sued.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
what took Nintendo that long. Like,
I was gonna say that took a while.
Nintendo are usually straight in the courtroom within 10 seconds. Like,
Yeah, exactly. They are the courtroom. Like,
Nintendo essentially lives in the courtroom at this point.
literally. They just have an entire, like, corner to themselves.
Exactly. Like, I'm surprised it took them this long. But yeah, but I understand it's like they're suing them over like, well, there's one thing or another where like they made not claims, however, it implied that they had a Switch 2 before it came out, despite Nintendo not giving them one.
Interesting.
Therefore,
Yeah.
like they're being sued either, depending on which way they go, over holding on to something that hasn't
With
released
false
yet,
claims. Yeah.
or yeah, false claims. One of the two.
Yeah.
Either
That's
way.
actually amazing. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. And then there's as well, like, there's the fact that Nintendo put in as well about, like, if there is false claims and they don't have a Switch 2, technically all their stuff is false advertising as it may not fit the Switch 2. It probably does, because they
yeah.
probably got the actual measurements. However, like, by technicality, they
True.
can't say they have the official measurements.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun one right there.
I think they dug themselves into a bit of a hole, I'm not sure.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That, and they were using Nintendo's branding on things despite not being licensed to. That was
Yep.
that was another thing.
I feel like that's probably the biggest one, honestly.
Yeah.
The one they seem to care the least about, though.
Well, that was the easiest one for Nintendo to pick up on. That's the one you'd think they'd be
Yeah.
in there within 10 seconds. However, obviously
Exactly.
they were building up their files. They were
Yeah.
spent some time getting to a point, and now they're like, okay, we're going to show everyone what happens if you leak our stuff.
They're just waiting.
No waiting. Oh gosh.
Like,
Anyway,
what's the best time that we can do this?
yeah. Well, they're probably waiting for the Switch 2 to be fully announced. That way, they could be like, they're
It's
like,
fully like.
if
yeah.
they pounced on them before that, it would give away the surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though it was all true anyway. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, Sud Yankee, the new Eshop on the Switch.
Yeah.
We've discussed this.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's all red now.
It's all red.
And this leads into a bigger conversation about the entire update, the new update
Right.
as a whole. However, we'll talk about the Eshop first, because there's some interesting stuff going on with it.
Is there? I just thought it was red.
It is indeed red. However,
Like,
I
I
believe
didn't
this
know
is
there was
well
anything
the
else going on with
I think it's the charts tab. I think.
Chart? I haven't really been in there.
Well, it's the one that shows like the best games at the moment or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's either the charts tab or the current offers tab. One of the two. I think it's the charts tab.
Yeah.
You know how there's like a whole bunch
something.
of shovelware on the Switch too? Oh, Switch.
Yeah.
Sorry, on the Switch.
On the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of games that are simply not good.
Yeah.
Well, a bunch of them were selling because what these developers were doing was they were making the games like really high priced and then putting them down for a sale to be like only 10 cents each.
Oh.
And the way the eShop used to work in this chart section is it used to show, it used to order things by most downloaded. Therefore, games at 10 cents
Yeah.
would oftentimes get downloaded more, which even at 10 cents, I don't
Yeah.
know why people are getting these games.
Why would you buy something with 10 cents?
I don't know. However, yeah, that used to be a big problem, and it would used to cover the charts thing because they kept getting downloaded everywhere,
Yeah,
and there's all
yeah.
these rubbish games.
So they changed
essentially.
it around.
And now they've changed it to the most money made,
Ah, okay.
which is a double-ended sword. Like it helps get rid of a
Yeah.
lot of the rubbish.
But it also, like, doesn't help that much.
It doesn't help things like indie games, which are a lower price.
Exactly.
Like an indie game could sell like twice as much as, well, an indie game that's like $10 could sell twice as
Yeah.
much as Mario Party Jamboree, which is $80.
Yeah,
However, Party Jamboree is going to make 4 times the profit because it's
exactly.
8 times the
It's
amount.
$30.
Like it's.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think I did my math right then.
I'm sure it's mostly correct, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only issue with it. However, at least like there's things like It Takes Two is on here and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There are some indie games on here that are breaking through that mold. However, yeah, for the most part, I think it's gonna sadly bury the indie games a little bit.
It will. I'm sure the people who really want the indie games will go for the indie games, and they'll go searching. But still, like, if someone just like, there won't be like as much of like people just happening across like, an indie game and then being like,
they'll
oh,
probably be like,
this
they
is
probably maybe can make a tab for it and something as well. Like,
I'm sure they could. But, like,
the only
would they,
thing
though?
that I have an issue with there is, there's this new way of sorting things to get rid of the rubbish. Nintendo, why are the rubbish there in the first place? Nintendo goes on about this like quality check that they do for everything.
Yeah. When they think their games are so special, they have to put in rubbish just to make it look even better.
Yeah, and like, I've seen like interviews with like developers who talk about like how their games can sometimes take like weeks to get checked up on before they can come out on the eShop.
Yeah.
And like, if that's the case, what are Nintendo doing?
Exactly.
Oh gosh, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. However, that does sort of lead into the Switch version 2.20 update that links with the Switch 2. Gosh, that's confusing.
The update that links with the second one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
And it introduced a green news tab.
Yes.
I don't know why it's green now. The eShop
maybe
tab
is it green on the two?
now red. Wait a minute. Has there always been an animation when you select over one of the circles?
What kind of animation?
It's like changing between like light blue and dark blue and stuff.
I don't think so. I don't remember them being like that. Maybe they are.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, they introduced 2 new circles. Game Share, which, I mean, you have to have a Switch 2 to use Game Share, however it allows you to share games, certain games, which is neat.
Yep.
Like DS download play. And then the virtual game cards thing, which was a bit of a mess to set up.
Yeah.
We got there, and it doesn't work properly for me. I haven't told you this yet.
Oh, does it not?
No, I've had to turn my own licenses back on. Otherwise, it will literally not let me into the game until we put our 2 Switches together.
Oh my goodness.
Which means, even though I was super excited to play Animal Crossing without having to turn it on with Wi-Fi before I leave the house, I can't do that. Because I have to check my license online first. Woo!
Oh my goodness. Wow.
What a mess. Oh gosh. And apparently there's been a lot of people upset because they've, while putting this in, they've changed a lot of how, like the way we were doing it before this update simply doesn't work anymore.
Oh, really?
To share games.
Well.
At least not to the same extent.
Not to, yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Which is fine if we had our 2 Switches right next to each other and we could actually fix it. However,
Yeah, we don't.
We don't.
We don't very frequently, at least.
Yeah. What I have to do is I have to load to the console, and it's like, in order to load Virtual Gamecast to this console, you need to be paired with the other console shown below. The pairing process only needs to be completed once.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
However, this
So
is where you
handy.
re-download games now.
Yes.
You don't do it through
Which
the...
I think is good.
Yeah, I think it's neat. I think it's neat that it's off the eShop. However, I think there'd be...
I think it's better, yeah.
I think it'd be good to have an eShop part as well anyway, because when you're like a general consumer, like when you think of re-downloading a game, the virtual game cards is not a thing I think of.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's not the first thing I think of either.
Yeah, I am very happy with how they've done the DLC stuff though. That was my biggest worry.
Yes.
And that
I'm
actually makes
okay
it
with that.
easier for what we've been trying to do. Like,
Yes, it does.
which is good. I like that it can be like it's all split up. Like the DLC is slightly smaller versions of the big ones and all that sort of thing. And then you can like switch You can filter between them, and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
You can filter between
makes the
upgrade pack and
DLC a
things like
lot
that.
easier.
It doesn't look like you can filter between... No, you can't. You can't filter between the DLC and the normal games, which I think is a bit silly.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Because it's sort of laid out in a very strange way.
But like having it there is nice at least.
Yeah, no. It's good. It's very good. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, considering this is the first update in like 2 years that's actually done something different to the Switch.
Yeah.
It's nice to see it change slightly.
Honestly.
Oh gosh. Anyway, what's next?
What is
Done
next?
that one. Done 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 that one. Switch 2. Nintendo released a Switch 2 magazine.
Did they?
A physical magazine. In
Who's
2025.
buying that?
There's a digital version as well.
Okay, but like who's buying that?
I mean, if it was here, I'd buy it.
Yeah, but that's just because we're weirdos. What average person is buying that?
Oh gosh. Yeah, but I think it's a magazine that is at the events that are happening.
Ah, okay.
And you can, in Japan, they can buy it physically separately, I believe.
That makes a lot more sense.
However, you can simply go look at it online, but I understand as
Yeah.
well, which is neat. I don't know. It feels
Okay, that's alright.
it's nice to see a little bit of that old style stuff coming into play.
Yeah.
Because no one ever
It's
does
good to
things
be
like that
Oh,
anymore.
look at it.
Oh
Look at this
gosh.
thing.
Okay. One last thing to talk about then,
Yeah.
that I can at least think of. Subnautica.
Yes.
They
Actually,
released.
wait.
I was meant to
Wait.
talk about this last week.
Before that. Wait. Going back to the Switch 2 stuff.
Okay.
I hear that somebody's already beaten Breath of the Wild in one of those, what are they called? The Switch 2 play
The Switch 2, like the Switch 2
event
edition.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, at the event, someone actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Someone speedrun it.
That's funny. I like that.
I was like, oh my god, they would. Someone had to.
Someone goes
That's
to
actually
Switch
great.
2 like event simply to like finish Breath of the Wild straight away.
I just saw it over like the news stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh.
To me, that shows that like they haven't patched out any of the glitches.
Sounds like they haven't, but honestly, the dedication to go to a Switch 2 event just so you could speedrun Breath of the Wild. Not even Tears. Breath of the Wild.
They really wanted
That's something
to
else entirely.
speedrun Breath of the Wild at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, exactly. The 60 frames made it easier, I guess.
Oh, who knows? Sometimes 60 makes things easier. Sometimes it makes things harder. Oh
True.
gosh, that's funny.
I just thought it was hilarious.
This is very funny. I like that. Anyway,
Like
yeah.
someone would. Yeah, moving on.
Subnautica 2.
Yeah. We still don't know
Subnautica
when the
2,
release is
like 12
coming
days
out.
ago, they had a dev vlog, which I completely forgot to talk about last week. Yeah, we don't know when the early access itself is coming out. However,
Still didn't say when.
we can slowly wander through some of the gameplay they've shown off here, because this is the first time we've seen gameplay, I believe.
I think so.
Because the first trailer was like a CGI trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the
Yeah,
first
'cause they
time
had
you've
the
sort of
big
seen gameplay, and it looks like Subnautica,
It looks like Subnautica.
except nice. Like,
Subnautica always has looked nice.
I mean, you know what I mean.
just looks
It's always looked
nicer.
nice. However, like this is like, I wasn't
This is nice,
expecting
nice.
this to look a lot nicer. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this to have like a massive graphical like leap compared to the
Yeah.
previous Subnautica.
That is true.
And it looks really nice. What is that thing in the cave? Is that a new
What
Leviathan?
is that thing? I don't know what that thing is, but it's a thing.
At 29 seconds?
Yeah.
What
It's
what
a
is
thing.
that? What are you?
If
How
it's
do you
not a
feel about the
friend,
HUD?
Then why is it friend shaped? The HUD, it's. Why is every game ever putting him in the top corner?
I don't know.
I liked it being in the bottom. Otherwise, though, it looks mostly the same. It's just got a slight difference.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it looks mostly the same. It looks a little bit more modernized, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. Yeah.
I think it looks
Why
a
is-
little bit extra stylized, is what it is.
Yeah. It kind of looks like the circles from like for sprinting in Breath of the Wild,
Yeah, they do.
except with slightly more stuff on it now. Oh gosh. I kind of wish they laid everything down in lines across the bottom.
Is
Like
the green one not... Is the green one a health one?
looks like it.
I think it... Yeah, it is. They changed it.
Yeah, it is.
It was red.
Yeah. They did change
It's
it.
green now. And it wasn't plus either.
Yeah, no. And it wasn't. Was it the biggest one originally?
No. No. Oxygen's
Has it
always
always
been
been
the biggest.
O2?
Yeah.
Okay. That's alright. Just double checking. However, yeah. I don't know. I think, yeah, the top left hand corner is a bit strange.
Yeah. I think I would have just preferred it how it was.
I would rather it in the top right hand corner.
I would prefer it in the middle. Oh.
It's directly in the middle. Cover your screen. Was there a compass at the top?
The compass? They did have one. You had to make one in below 0.
Oh, okay.
I think you had to make one in the first game too. But you could
Yeah.
get one at least. And it looks similar, but not exactly like that.
Yeah, it very much reminds me of
I
like
think it
the
looks
compass
better
out of
now.
Halo Reach.
Yeah. Well, it works kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how else the HUD evolves over time. Like, it's all gonna be in early access and stuff like that.
But yes, can I have the thing in the cave? Like, can I get a baby one?
Yeah.
I want him.
Oh gosh. The scanner at 38 seconds has got a new design.
Yes, it does.
It looks like
I actually prefer this one.
I think it looks sleeker. I'm not sure
Yeah, I
about
think
everything
that's
being
why.
holographic now.
The holographic thing's a little bit weird, but like the rest of it looking a lot slimmer. It looks like it comes out of Tron now.
Yeah, it does. I kind of like the old like video camera flap. That like
Yeah, I like the little flap. It also was smaller as a flap too, and I think that was better.
yeah. I'm curious to know. I don't. I'm
They
curious to
also
know how
have-
well, because like I've noticed as well, like it shows down the bottom on the HUD, like that is hovered
Yeah.
over the scanner. However, down the bottom right hand corner, it has like a bubble with the scanner in it too.
That's because that bubble comes up normally. It's just telling you what you can, like that you can scan it.
Ah, okay. Has it always done that?
Yeah.
Well, gosh, my brain has forgotten too much.
It's a lot less noticeable, I think, than the others.
Yeah. Okay.
It just
Yeah, no, it
kinda
needs
shows
scan
up
and plate
every now
coral. All he needs now is
The
a knife
databank-
to break the
The
coral.
databank, true. The databank entry on the side is different looking as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is different looking. It's a lot more modernized. Like, it's very, like, a lot more sci-fi.
And why
Not
is it
saying
in
that
the
the original was not sci-fi to start with.
I
Have,
feel
like,
like it used to be slightly further up as well in the original, like on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I don't
is.
think it was in the middle.
It's interesting. Is the... Not the Visionaire. It's like the mask, like the scuba mask. Is it, like, further in than it used to be as well?
I don't know if that's because it's further in or if that's just how it looks with how they have it.
Yeah. Maybe.
The scanny thing, the actual, like, when you scan it is different as well.
Yeah.
Like the scan thing that goes over it, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks more, like, technically advanced, I guess.
Pixelated. Looks
The
like a
hand
disco
looks
ball.
more realistic.
They did it!
Oh, gosh. And then the PDA thing pops up on the left. I'm a bit further ahead at 39 now, where he's scanning another piece of coral.
Oh, yeah.
The PDA thing. Oh gosh, this guy's about to run out of
Slime may
oxygen.
contain useful genetics. Recommend exposure and adaptation. That slime has some useful genetics in it, apparently.
Slime.
I'm not sure what it does. Yeah, apparently that's slime.
Ooh, well, that's given me a whole bunch of ideas. Like,
Exactly.
what's slime gonna be used for?
Though
Fish
it could
food?
also be like the most normal thing ever, though.
Can we feed the fish? Should we be able to? I feel like we should be able to feed the fish.
You mean like your aquarium fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please add the ability to feed.
Well, they had an animation for the cuttlefish in the first one,
Wait, where is that?
where you gave it like a little biscuit.
Oh, okay.
But that's all I know
Yeah.
of having
There's a
being
part
able to feed
where
things.
they're next scanning a copper node.
Yeah.
Copper
Yeah.
node. Why
They're
a
just called
node?
outcrops. Why not just stick to calling them outcrops?
Why is it a node? Like, what does node mean in
Is
this
it-
situation?
What is node about it?
How is it like electrically connected to other copper nodes? Like, what?
So it has like a
What makes
whole
it a node?
system.
Oh gosh. Yeah, but it's just like a whole underwater system, like electricity system.
It's just
I
a bunch
noticed-
of like copper and
On the compass, it shows the what's it called? Not the
shows
life
the base,
rafty thingy.
life pod.
Yeah, life pod. That's the one.
I actually prefer that showing up on the compass, unless it does show up normally.
It
But I
shows
think
up
it
in where you have like 4 or 5 different like what are they called, beacons down, and it all shows up
Yeah.
in the middle of the screen at the same time.
that has been the one thing that always bothered me in Subnautica. I'm like, why? And they're always huge too.
I know. Yeah, I think I prefer it on the compass. That's actually a nice way of
Yeah.
doing it.
Though it might
Um,
just be, because they're looking down though. Like
Possibly.
it might still be.
Ooh, well, fun. It looks like
At
it's
the
in
very
line with
least, the
compass.
icon is smaller. And I'm okay
Yeah, the
with that.
icon is the icon's way small.
I'm not sure why the oxygen
Oh,
thing
gosh.
pops
and then
up right
the
in
oxygen
the middle, though.
thing's telling him that he's low on oxygen.
Yeah,
Look.
I hope if they have the voice back for it, I hope it's more like the first one's one.
I don't know what
The one in
Sub-Zero's is
below
like.
zero,
Below zero.
whenever you get low on oxygen, it goes through like a whole like 2-sentence thing about how you're low on oxygen and need to get to the surface in 30 seconds. Whereas in the first game, it's just some dude going, oxygen! And I would love the first one back.
Someone yelling oxygen as opposed to someone giving a speech at a TED talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, the one in below zero, like, I'm about to fall asleep, I don't care, lady. Like,
Yeah,
whereas,
Oh,
like, the
gosh.
one in the first
And
game is
then-
like, alright, the situation's dire.
yeah. And then at 42 seconds, they show the new construction tab.
Yeah, I don't like it as much, to be honest.
Just discarding all the Unreal Engine stuff they're showing here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
You don't like it?
I don't like it as much. I think it's just because it came up as part of, like, the PDA
Yeah.
in the others.
Yeah,
that,
actually,
to
yeah,
me,
where's the
was-
PDA? Where's...
And that to me, or at least it came up as, like, a PDA type thing.
Now it's more like... Do you
Now
think
it's
it's
just
like
a menu.
the construction tool, which has got a redesign as well?
It does.
The construction... Do you think it's the construction tool, like, throwing a hologram at your face now?
Yeah.
That's what it looks
Because
kind
like
of like.
that's what it was before. We were talking about how the scanner had the flappy part. The construction tool had its flappy part that looked like the PDA
Yeah, yeah.
in the other two. Which is what that was from. Which, yeah, this one appears to be the hologram one, which I don't like as much.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's got as much character. It looks very much more generic now.
Yeah. They have a work in progress floating support.
Yeah, yes.
Why is the ladder?
and
have
and
that? What's that?
work in progress moon pool.
Moon pool.
Yeah.
More moon pools.
Which means
Well, it means that we probably have either. Well, we know that they have one of the little vehicles that can go in the moon pool.
one of the little vehicles. Hopefully the Seamoth too.
Yeah. But they might also have the what's it called?
The mech one. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, the prawn suit. That's
I know. Yeah, that's the one. Oh gosh.
I like the prawn suit. It's fun.
Yeah. I'm. That's good. I'm glad. You can make a ladder.
That's what I was saying. What's wrong with that ladder?
I don't know why it's a triangle ladder.
Also,
I
the
like
interior door.
I like the new tabs across the top.
I had tabs before.
I know, like they weren't as like.
They weren't as specific.
Yeah, interior facilities, exterior facilities, furniture and decor.
Furniture and decor is the new one.
Oh.
The others were kind of the same, except they were called something different.
I hope there's a lot more furniture and decor.
Where all the beds will be.
it's where all the beds and the cupboards.
What does a nook mean?
And the aquariums will be, and that's it.
I know it's not Tom Nook, but what does a nook mean in the standard element?
A nook. I assume that's like a little room for storage. Maybe.
They have storage containers, do they not?
I mean, like it's a room that my best guess is
you
it
could
will
like
be a
have it
room
as a designated
that has storage
room.
in it, like built into the room.
Like already in the okay.
Yeah, that's my best guess. Is what
That
it would probably
make
be.
no sense. Also, I don't think they've ever had actual half rooms before either.
No, which is interesting. It's very Halo 4-esque actually. Thinking about
Yeah.
it.
That's what I was saying. It looks like the Forge menu a little bit.
It does. That's what I was thinking of. The best thing about this entire screen though is if you look down the bottom right, it says Bob the Builder.
I just saw that. They're going to have to get Wendy to fix that ladder.
Little gag by the developers there.
They go,
Yeah, this is the Bob the Builder build. The next one will be the Wendy build. Oh gosh.
Wendy, where she ends up fixing everything with a repair tool.
Yeah, and then if we go a little bit further forward, it shows him placing some struts down.
Also, they have an arch
Did they? I didn't even notice.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
standard elements too.
That's good. I really hope you can do a little bit more above ground. Like, I know you could before. Have a,
Yeah,
like...
you had the observation room.
Yeah, or I meant, like, imagine if you could, like, literally start building from the water out onto an island or something like that. Like...
Yes. And hopefully without having, like, needing too many foundations as well.
The foundations.
Oh my gosh, the foundations bother me.
Oh gosh. Well, they put a
I
strut
get it,
down.
but, like, stop.
Although they say it says it's a solar panel.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
That doesn't look like a solar panel.
It's a weird looking solar panel.
I like that it gives you all the things though, like construct, disable, snapping. That's nice. Rotate,
Yeah.
cancel.
That
How
is
much
good.
you need with titanium. Hopefully they're not called titanium nodes when you go to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the construction tool, it has like a plus. Everything has a plus.
Everything does have a plus, so I find that very strange.
Yeah, and then they literally add a room in underneath, or go to, and then can't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. And then they move on to next part where they're building some of the terrain in Unreal
And then,
Engine.
yeah, they show the terrain.
Yeah, and it looks very nice.
And then friend-shaped thing.
Sorry,
There's another friend-shaped thing after that.
is it friend-shaped thing?
You bumps into.
Oh, there, yeah.
these.
Hello. What is it?
What is you?
That's showing off their animations. I must say, their
They are
animations are like
phenomenally
really nice.
They are good. They're very good.
Oh,
There's
gosh,
a lot
and-
more, like, it sounds really weird. There's a lot more flappy bits.
Yeah, a lot more like watery bits almost.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And then if they show off some of the co-op,
Yeah.
and it looks like with the scanning tool you can like use it as like a radar,
Yeah.
which interesting.
I mean, I don't mind that. It gives a little bit extra to a scanning tool.
Yeah, I guess.
I think
I
it's, yeah.
don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
I think it's fine.
The co-op's going to be the best part. Is the swimming speed upped?
I think it is slightly.
I think it is very slightly as well. It looks like it.
Not a lot though.
Yeah, well, I feel like they needed to up it a little bit, especially if they're going to have co-op. Just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's upped a bit. And then it shows like, yeah, co-op, someone creating a room, which...
It looks even more hologram-like when you create stuff.
Yeah. What's the second thing in the HUD? Down the
I
bottom.
have no idea what that is.
Neither do I. And what's the thing on the left? Oh, it's the new battery. Oh.
Oh.
It's the new battery stuff. Interesting. It looks much more complicated.
I don't like that as much.
I don't like it as much either, personally.
Kind of weird looking. What's he doing there?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out what it's like when we get to play it eventually.
True.
And then they got the thingy.
The thingy.
Seamoth 2. I don't know.
Is that?
Again, much more futuristic. That seems to be the vibe here. Like,
Yeah.
even more
We're going
futuristic.
for it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
On 1 minute and 5 seconds, when the moth thing goes past, if you look on the right side of the screen,
What?
the icon for the life pod is there.
Oh, they are there, but they're a lot smaller now. I can live with it being that small, and it also appears to be on the edge of the screen specifically. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. That is a significant quality of life change.
Yeah, I'd say what it does is it literally rotates around the scrn.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Which, that's good.
That is so much better.
That's way better. Oh gosh. Anyway, what else is there shown?
I thought you were talking about like the fact that they might have run into a bladderfish or something.
Yeah.
Then you're like, no, it's the icon.
Yeah. Okay, they show the repairing tool. It's got a bit of a facelift too.
It's different. They're going back to Alterra though. The first game stuff.
Oh yeah. Interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, more terrain. Looks
Got a
good.
sequel to the Aurora, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense because like
It does.
Subnautica 2.
Yeah.
I guess. And then we'll get Below Zero 2, which is back on that.
Back in Ice Place.
Alternates between them. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, that's sort of it.
Yeah, they just show more of the creation of the world.
Yeah. Yeah,
After
this
that.
is it's about it. It looks nice.
And
Very,
what is
very
with
excited.
These tentacles when they come up with the title. Whose tentacles are those? Or is it just a weird plant that's in the way?
I don't know. Oh gosh. Yeah, early access coming this year.
At some point, we don't know when.
Sometime we'll figure that out. Steam, well, PC in general, I guess, and Game Pass and Series X and S. Oh, not even one.
Yeah. It's not one, is it?
Ah.
It's not.
What's this like Reforge and then Subnautica? It's-
I know this is like completely got nothing to do with anything. In the title, does the orange look more orange and the blue look less blue?
it does.
Okay. I just had to know.
Oh gosh, we can wishlist it though, which I did. I'm pretty sure when the first trailer came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good though. Looks like Subnautica. Co-op is
Yeah.
the main thing I'm waiting for anyway. That's
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
exactly. Oh, that'd be actually so. The amount of pure shenanigans that can happen.
Exactly. I can build, and you can go do everything else.
What if I bring a Leviathan to you?
Please don't.
I know they'll leave me alone eventually, but like, what if I try and bring them to you?
To bring it over to the base that I'm building for us, and just like breaks half of it. It's like, no. Poor
It'll
babes.
become like your new quest is to just get materials for aquariums where I just bring all the baby ones home. I'm like, look, we have a new friend.
He's a friend. It's like, I need to expand the aquarium.
Oh my goodness.
It's like my 3-4 aquarium from the first game.
The aquariums aren't like that in Below Zero.
Are they?
No, they just have war ones.
Oh,
Yeah, they kind of suck.
boring. I like the middle of the room
I
ones.
like the fun, yeah. They were way better.
I like using them instead of ladders to get around.
And I think the other thing I want... Yeah. Set of ladders, yeah. The other thing I want, can we pet them?
Pet them and feed them.
Can we have animations for petting something?
Can we get a dogfish?
That was basically the cuttlefish.
It's true. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
What was our poll from last week like? I believe we got 2.
We had 2 votes. I was the third to go check it. And the 2 people said yes, we want to bring back the Sonic Riders game. In a 3-pack.
Yeah. So that. Oh gosh. What will the poll for today be?
Should we be able to pet the Leviathans?
It's the Leviathans.
The friend-shaped Leviathans.
Maybe simply, can we pet the fish in Subnautica?
Yeah, the fish.
Pet the Leviathan.
I'm going
If you want to
straight
lose
the
your
big
arm,
one.
go ahead.
Oh, you could get stalkers in the first one.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Moving
that'll be
on.
about it for this episode of the podcast. In the next episode, we'll be discussing something else.
So, in the next episode, it'll be the next episode.
And the episode after that, we'll be discussing something else.
I feel like the end, like I feel like a narrator for an anime outro just then. In the next episode, it'll be
Well,
the
in the
next
next episode after that, we'll be discussing something else as well. However, the episode after that, we'll
I
be
know.
discussing the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Which means we'll need to record on a Thursday, maybe.
True.
Oh no, I have classes on Thursdays now. Ah!
We'll figure it out. That's a
Oh,
little while
gosh.
away. That's
Although-
a few weeks away.
My first half of the classes should be finished by. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, everybody enjoyed this
Right.
episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening. We shall be back in the next one. Cheers, everyone.
Goodbye.